Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So we gotta talk about the Jimmy Butler situation because everyone's talking about it. The Pacers want it, like Pacers fans are talking about getting in on it, and should we get in on it or should we not get on it? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. I'm just telling you right now, I'm not doing it. Jimmy Butler is 36 years old. Past 2 years, he's been on a statistical decline, points per game wise. He's shooting 36% from three this year, but that's on a volume of 1.5 threes per game. He does most of his damage from the mid-range, which would fuck up all of Pascal Siakam's mojo that he's got going for our team right now. Pascal Siakam has been one of, if not the most consistent player on this team outside of TJ McConnell. And Jimmy Butler makes a lot of bread. Okay, I'm pretty sure they just gave him an extension this past offseason, or I know it's recent. Like they extended Jimmy Butler fairly recently. So the idea that they're looking to get rid of him, like that should be a red flag. Okay, like that should be a serious red flag to anybody trading for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is, like I said, on the bad side of 30. Okay, like he's on the bad side of 35. And while I do like Jimmy Butler, okay, if you want something similar to what Jimmy Butler provides, you might as well call Sacramento and trade for DeMar DeRozan and get a guy for half the price. Okay, like that's kind of where I'm at. And a guy who I think is also, actually, he's about the same age as Jimmy Butler too. But yeah, DeMar DeRozan provides a lot of similarities to what Jimmy Butler does. Maybe not actually, he's still a pretty clutch player too. Like they're very similar players, but you can get DeRozan for like half the price if Sacramento wants to trade him. That's my point. And like if you look at Miami, do you know what they're gonna want to trade for Jimmy Butler? Like, do you understand what the Pacers would have to give up to get Jimmy Butler? We're talking Miles Turner, TJ McConnell, Obi Toppin, and one of the two of Aaron Nesmith or Benedict Mathurin is most likely going to be Benedict Mathurin that Pat Riley wants, okay? So, and that doesn't even begin to get into the draft picks that they're going to want that we don't even fucking have. So, honestly, if I'm the Pacers, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. I'm staying away from it. Besides, adding Jimmy Butler to this roster that we have right now is not going to fix our problems. It's just not. Okay, it's not Jimmy Butler from 2 years ago or even 3 years ago. Okay, like Jimmy Butler is quickly gone from like the 1A type of player for the Miami Heat to a solidified 1B player. Okay, like he is a guy that could maybe be the second or third best player on a championship team at the current point in time. But the thing is, the idea is he's no longer capable of being the 1A guy that the Miami Heat need him to be. And because of that, that's why they're looking to move him, right? That's a lot different than the Milwaukee Bucks getting rid of Giannis because Giannis does not want to play there anymore because they're not competitive anymore, okay? There's a big difference between the two. You know, like, and honestly, with all the things the Pacers got going on right now, okay, like there's a lot of teams calling about Benedict Mathurin. The Pacers are looking at Duop Reith, Jonas Valanciunas, Clint Capella, Robert Williams, Kelly Olynyk. They're looking for another center. If I'm a betting man, it feels like Miles Turner is not coming back. Like just the body language on the bench. I've seen so much shit on Twitter of like just the shit going on the sidelines, and I am of the impression Miles Turner is mentally checked out. And I feel like he knows this is a contract year, and I think Miles Turner, being that we're losing, I mean, the loss to the Charlotte Hornets was easily the worst loss all year when they were missing 7 rotation players and we still lost. I feel like Miles Turner's loyalty is going to be tested a whole lot this offseason, and I just feel like somebody else is going to pay him more money than us. And honestly, if I'm the front office and Miles Turner wants $30 million a year, you let him walk, okay? I've seen way too many centers come out of the draft that in 2 years I think are better centers than Miles Turner is after 9 or 10. So, you know, if I'm the Pacers, I keep that 2025 first round pick and draft a center this year. I understand that's not the direction the team wants to go in, but we're kind of like the Orlando Magic, I think, at this point, where we're just an island of misfit toys. Granted, the Orlando Magic have managed to find a way to make it work, but we haven't. That's the problem, okay? We have problems from the top down, okay? Like Rick Carlisle from game to game, we don't know if he's going to keep his job or not, right? Tyrese Halliburton is struggling. Miles has been sucking the life out of the fucking locker room. We don't know if Ben Matherin's a good fit with this team or not. There are some games where Ben Mathurin looks fucking phenomenal and fits great with the team, and then there's other games that Ben Mathurin looks like he's ball hog Ben and isn't fucking playing well and looks awkward out there with the rest of the unit, right? And I just feel like there's some players on this team that will probably get moved. I feel like Obi Toppin's getting moved. I feel like Jarris Walker's getting moved. I feel like even one of our injured centers might get moved, like Isaiah Jackson or James Wiseman, depending on what the trade market looks like. And Benedict Matherin's like the last piece that I'm like, yo, if he gets traded, it would have to be for something fucking phenomenal. Even though like everybody and their mother in the league is calling the Pacers about Benedict Mathurin. Just because they understand like his fit with this team is really weird. If you're the Pacers, you do not trade Benedict Mathurin unless you get a certified floor raiser for him. And what I mean by that is like a Giannis Antetokounmpo type of guy. And honestly, I don't think the Bucks are trading Giannis anymore at this point either, because the Bucks seem to have figured it out somewhat. While I don't think the Bucks are a championship team, they're doing enough now at the moment to keep Giannis happy for the time being, and I think that's what matters to them the most. Honestly, if you want my honest opinion on where Jimmy Butler's going to end up, it's going to be with Phoenix or Golden State. They're the two teams that make the most sense. Right now, the Phoenix Suns have Bradley Beal on their roster, who initially wanted to go to Miami. So if you're the Phoenix Suns, you could trade Bradley Beal to the Miami Heat, and he'll waive his no trade clause. You get Jimmy Butler. I think you save yourself like some really small, insignificant amount of cap space by doing that trade. I think you maybe save like $1 or $2 million. I don't even know what Bradley Beal's getting paid these days, but these are two guys who are getting paid an ass ton of money that are not really worth what they're getting paid in Jimmy Butler and Bradley Beal. That much is enough to be said. But Jimmy Butler could also go to Golden State, because Golden State could offer a whole hell of a lot more cap flexibility for the Miami Heat than the Phoenix Suns can. Because honestly, even if you trade Jimmy Butler to the Phoenix Suns, Bradley Beal is not a 1A type of player. Okay, like, yeah, he can come out and score you a piss ton of points. But, if this, I just feel like Jimmy Butler's the better defender. Bradley Beal is the better offensive player at this point. But I just think to myself, neither one of them, I think, really changes the situation significantly for either team. Yeah, Bradley Beal is younger than Jimmy Butler, which is good for Miami. It gives you a little bit more youth, but that's really all you're getting out of it. Whereas if you trade Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors, they got Jonathan Kuminga, they got Andrew Wiggins, they've got all kinds of other, you got maybe a Gary Payton II if that interests you, you know what I'm saying? Or Brandon Pajemski, if I said his name correctly. So like really, like not only do the Golden State Warriors have youth, they have cap space, they have a aging Stephen Curry that they'd like to try to get him another ring. So it's a weird situation. You know what I'm saying? And the Golden State Warriors would like to put something a little bit better around Stephen Curry. I don't really know what that type of player looks like. Brandon Ingram's another guy that's a possibility for them. But at the current point in time, I think Pacers fans should just forget about trying to trade for Jimmy Butler. If you wanted to get Jimmy Butler, you would almost certainly, for it to be realistic, you would have to include Tyrese Halliburton or Pascal Siakam. And I'm telling you right now, the team's not going to give up on Tyrese Halliburton for having one bad year. Okay, it's just not going to happen. After being all NBA last year and leading the entire league in all-star voting for guards in the East, I just simply do not see that coming. I don't even think they're going to give up on Pascal Siakam either. And Pascal Siakam's the guy you'd really have to give up to really put yourself in that conversation. And I'm sorry, I'm not giving up, a 30-year-old Pascal Siakam for a 36-year-old Jimmy Butler, okay? I'm not doing it. I think Pascal Siakam is a better player than Jimmy Butler at the current point in time. Jimmy Butler is still a solid player, but he's not worth the money he's getting paid. And neither is Pascal Siakam, but Pascal Siakam is more so worth what he's not getting. How do I say this? They're both not worth what they're getting paid, but Pascal Siakam is more worth what he's getting paid than Jimmy Butler is. You know what I'm saying? They're getting paid about the same amount of money, actually. Like, you could trade Pascal Siakam for Jimmy Butler straight up, but I would not do it. I'm sorry, I just would not do it. Like, the front court is already a fucking mess, all right? Let's not make it more of a mess by trading a 30-year-old Pascal or 31-year-old Pascal Siakam for a 35, 36-year-old Jimmy Butler, okay? Sorry, that just seems like a really dumb idea. So, honestly, I'm really interested in the center search going on right now for the Pacers. Walker Kessler is a guy I love the idea of, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Right now, the rumored trade, or the trade that's been circulating, is like Patty Mills and Walker Kessler for Jarris Walker and 2 first-round picks or something like that. Which, I don't know. I don't like the idea of giving up our draft picks when, like, right now the team is just really, really in limbo. It seems like we blow hot one day and cold the other. So I don't know what's going to happen, but right now I feel like the team, like right now, the front office's job should just be trying to figure out what players fit with this team. I don't think Jimmy Butler's the type of splash we need anyway. I've already made a video on it. I said that I think Dorian Finney-Smith and Daron Sharp would be very nice pickups for this team. Their on-off numbers continue to support that. And we need better defense. We need a backup center. Daron Sharp plays backup center. You could trade Obi Toppin to, I forgot what that trade was. It was Obi Toppin and I think Jarris Walker or somebody to Brooklyn, or even just Miles Turner straight up for the both of them. Either way, there's a bunch of possibilities right now. I don't want to get too ahead of myself on this, but this is the idea. That's why I haven't been making a bunch of trade videos. When players become available and trade talks and rumors start to happen in the next 4 days, maybe we'll do a little bit more on that. But for now, it's a no. It's not even a no on Jimmy Butler, okay? It is a fuck no on Jimmy Butler. That's where we're at, okay? Normally, there's just no, okay? There's no, then there's fuck no, okay? We're going with fuck no on Jimmy Butler, okay? Even though he's, like I said, solid player, but sorry, I'll stick with Pascal Siakam. I like Pascal Siakam, but it just, what the Pacers would have to give up for Jimmy Butler is not worth what they're going to get back, so... Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.